Howdy dudes, it's your boy Bolto MS, and today's Sunday, so you know what that means. I'm gonna call you to ask about how's your mom doing, how's your wife doing, how's your dog doing, right after church of course. But today the MS in Bolto MS stands for Metal Stock Zet Achilles. Now this is the worst Beyblade ever unboxed, and I'm going to tell you why. In just 3 easy seconds. Probably some hot glue and probably something explosive as well, but we'll see. So up first is the layer, which can be pronounced either Zet Achilles or Z Achilles. I think it's been spelled both ways on like official products, so it's kind of either. I know like in other countries that aren't America, they use Zed, like Z-E-D instead of Z. That's how they pronounce it. So that's probably what it comes from, but who knows for sure. But anyways, I found it to be a pretty underwhelming layer, just because you'd think it'd be good for some kind of attack with this kind of like aggressive design, all these points. You'd think it'd be good at like burst attack. It's also got some pretty good teeth too. Kind of focused properly this time, nice. But I found it to be pretty lackluster, just because I couldn't even get it to burst deep chaos combos consistently against more defensive things like Emperor Fornius or Archer Hercules. It was actually self-bursting from its own recoil. I know other people have found more success with it. I know K was getting it to beat Emperor Fornius. He called it the one true counter. And Mana was getting it to defeat Archer Hercules as well. Bolto MS is pretty good stock, but I don't know if that's actually true. It's no match for Winning Valkyrie, Triple Nothing, or Twin Nemesis 2 Glaive Assault though. But yeah, I personally don't think it's better than Winning Valkyrie or Dead Hades. Maybe even CHO Valkyrie, who knows. But I think we can all kind of agree it's an outclassed layer at this point, even if whether it was good or not to begin with. And then the disc is 11, which continues the CHO trend of the core discs being super light to go with the heavy layers and make them harder to burst. But yeah, 11 only weighs like 18 point something grams. And when I've tested it a few times because I think it's the most interesting out of all of the CHO core discs that are light. But I found it to be pretty similar to Knuckle in terms of just how it performs without a frame. But Knuckle is also outclassed and pretty much unusable in the CHO meta right now. So 11 is similarly useless. Sniper likes using it on two-sided layers like Archer Hercules or Twin Nemesis or Revive Phoenix. He actually got 3rd place at Anime North this past year using only Nightmare Longinus on Hunter, and then Twin Nemesis, 11 Glaive Xtend. So yeah, it can be good. I like Twin Nemesis 11 Iron myself, but again, it's just too light to really be usable in Burst Standard. Maybe it'll see some more use in Burst Limited or Burst Classic if it's unbanned in either of those formats, if they even exist. And then finally, the most interesting part of the driver the most interesting part of the Beyblade is the driver, Xtend. So it has 2 modes. This is the normal mode where it's shorter, and if you just pull this out and twist it a little bit and then push it back in, it's going to be an extended mode. It unfocused. But, yeah, the tip is kind of shaped like wide semi-flat from MFB, or kind of like the whole flat tip of Trans, which makes it not too good for tornado stalling, and it's got the little point like fusion in the middle. I think it's basically what Point Flat from that one unreleased Metal Fight Beyblade from 0G would have been, if it ever existed. But So, normal Xtend is pretty garbage in my opinion. Like, you can't really launch it hard or it'll self-KO. Its stamina isn't too great either. And even for, like, if you take advantage of the higher height for smash attack, Reboot works better for that in my opinion. But, I guess what the most interesting part of Xtend is that Takara Tomy actually released DLC for Zet Achilles called Xtend Plus, which is this gold chip right here. It comes with this key also. You can just insert it into the 4 holes on the tip of Xtend, kind of like the ones on this chip here. Oops. They look kind of like the ones on this chip here, and then you just fit the gold chip onto your driver to turn it into Xtend Plus, which has now 3 modes instead of 2. Stamina mode, where, alright, there we go. Stamina mode, where the spike is fully extended out. Then, defense mode, where it's like halfway out. You can kind of see it. And then, attack mode, where it's the same height as, I think it becomes either the tallest or second tallest driver in the game behind Tower. But at this point, the spike is fully concealed, and you can't really see it because the camera auto-unfocused. Right, there we go. We got the camera to refocus. So, yeah, as you can see, the spike is fully concealed by that gold plate, so it has more of a wide semi-flat shape. Both the stamina mode and attack mode of this are actually pretty good for life after death. It's probably one of the best drivers in the game for it. I made a video about it recently, but the attack mode's pretty hard to control because it's still the wide semi-flat shape, so you'll need to like super weak launch it if you want it to work at all. But yeah, Xtend is so overall, Zet Achilles is maybe worth a purchase, like, if only for Xtend, because in the Xtend Plus set, of course, Takara Tomy doesn't give you Xtend, they just give you the chip to go with it. So you'll need to have an Xtend beforehand. So you can either get it from Zet Achilles, or there is a Deep Chaos, I think, 0-turn Xtend in, I want to say, Random Booster 12, which comes with like a pinkish color Xtend. That's probably a better purchase, because Deep Chaos is definitely better than Zet Achilles. 0 and Turn are also pretty good parts. And then Xtend, you need to complete Xtend Plus, so honestly, unless you really want to have like Zet Achilles, the main character's Beyblade, you should probably get the Deep Chaos from Random Booster 12 instead. It comes with much better parts, and the one super useful part that this Beyblade does. So with that, I will see you guys next time, maybe in LA, maybe on the cruise, who knows. Ciao.